Smackdown Hot Takes, where I take your thoughts, your opinions, your hot takes from the previous episode of Smackdown, Raw, and or PLEs. And tonight's Saturday's main event, so we'll have hot takes tomorrow as well. Live stream tonight too on the YouTube channel. The Wyatt 6, they're back, and well, let's hear what Metal Talk and all of you beautiful people have to say. Probably the best return of the year so far. Genuinely didn't see it coming, although I don't think they should go after Tag Gold. That humanizes them. Was it the best return of the year? Well, what are the returns that we've had this year? Alexa Bliss, that was a good return at Royal Rumble, but they didn't capitalize on it. And they're only doing it now after WrestleMania, like 5 months later, so that wouldn't qualify as the best. Nikki Bella was a one-off. Charlotte Flair, she returned, got the Royal Rumble win, but kind of didn't launch proper. Who else returned? The Rock. The Rock's return was pretty amazing until he went out for cigarettes and never came back. So, yeah, the Wyatt 6, I probably have to say this was the best return thus far of the year. I do agree with you there. And then Skywalker says, this is the absolute worst group ever made. I genuinely don't understand why people like them, this Party City faction. The Wyatt 6, I understand why the crowd is divided, because the Wyatt 6 are a spooky-based gimmick. Even myself, I'm a little on the hesitant side, because I do remember when fireballs would shoot out of Kane's arm and lightning bolts would shoot out of fingers of the Undertaker. See, that's when it's a little far. When you put voodoo spells on wrestlers and black goo comes from their head, Ultimate Warrior and Papa Shango, that's a little much. That's a little much. Now, the Wyatt 6 thus far have been grounded in reality, but a creepy reality. They're almost like psychos that just are very weird, you know, very, very, very oddball, weird psychos. So far, I'm okay with them. To say they're the worst faction of all time is like, have you ever seen the Oddities? The ICP group, the Insane Clown Posse's Oddities in the Attitude Era? This is not the worst group of all time by far. But yeah, the Wyatt 6, I'm okay with how they've been presented thus far, but I don't want to go overboard. I'm just right down the middle right now, and I'm cautiously waiting to see how we go with that. I do want to return to Metal Talk though. He also said, although I don't think they should go for Tag Gold, that humanizes them. I do understand that concept. I even thought that their first run, that they shouldn't go after titles whatsoever, but now I'm wondering if they should. Their first run, it was like, yeah, they had like 2 feuds and then they kind of just dropped off. I get it, Bo Dallas got injured, so it's like they took him off TV, but then again, this is a faction with Bo Dallas plus 3 dudes and 1 woman. So it's like you didn't really have to take them off TV. Bo Dallas could have still like led from the sidelines as their faction leader, as their cult leader, sending them on like missions. And yet we just took them off TV for 5 to 6 months, which was kind of like, I don't know, kind of weird, especially when they're doing budget cuts and we're paying 6 people to just sit on the sidelines, 5 because 1 was injured, and I'm just like, can we do something with them? And I wonder if they don't have a belt to go after eventually, how far can they go? Where is their ceiling? So I'm thinking I'm going to change my position that I originally had when I said they should never go after a title. Now I'm thinking maybe they should. Maybe it shouldn't be the world title right away, but a title nonetheless. Eventually, even The Undertaker did start going for that top prize along with Kane and Mankind and even you. You can go for this top prize as well. This World Championship I am giving away at 20,000 subscribers, and all you got to do to win it, comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, ding, 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 notification, and maybe a thumbs up. See that thumb? Up it. Up that thumb. Please, I would appreciate it. Trying to quit the day job and produce wrestling content full time, baby. And you can win the belt in the process. Already gave away 2. Shipped 1 to Australia and the land of Illinois. So please help me out. And it's free shipping, free everything. Next hot take. Mick Gaming _ball LA Knight, yeah, should not have won the Money in the Bank qualifier. Ooh, okay. And it gets even spicier with Bishop Marley. I think the ship has sailed on LA Knight. His momentum is still up, and he is over with the crowd, but the main event is too full to consider moving him up. Up-and-comers like Braun and Jacob are more exciting in these positions, and LA Knight just seems like old news. Now, ooh, man, I'll tell you what, I am still an LA Knight supporter. However, I do understand this perspective. If they had waited on pulling the trigger on Jey Uso this year, Jey Uso would be in the position that LA Knight is in now next year. It's like 2 years ago was the time we should have pulled the trigger on LA Knight. And yes, he's been consistently over. In fact, I thought his U.S. title reign, his first one, was excellent and awesome. But him just being stuck in this U.S. title / bloodline vortex is not doing him favors. The guy, people are starting to say, why are we wasting a spot on him? People are going to start saying, why not give that LA Knight Money in the Bank spot to Carmelo Hayes or someone like that? And it's like, it's hard for me to argue that when we keep pushing LA Knight to the edge of stardom, and then we pull it back. And this is when losses matter. People always say, oh, wins and losses don't matter, and well, they do. Now, don't get me wrong. You can instantly heat someone up overnight. Look at Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa went from zero aura to his character pretty much being destroyed to awesome and amazing within a 48-hour time period. But LA Knight, it's like, oh man, people are starting to say no thank you, and I'm not one of them, but I understand where they're coming from. I don't feel that this is a waste of a spot for LA Knight. He is still high upper mid card, but I am hoping, I really want Solo Sikoa to win, to be honest with you, or even Karrion Kross to win the Money in the Bank. But because of the people starting to turn on LA Knight, I'm thinking if they don't pull the trigger and give him the Money in the Bank this July, it's done. It's donezo. Or June, whenever it is. I think that LA Knight is pretty much dead in the water. I've been wrong before. I wouldn't mind being wrong again when it comes to this. I never want someone's career to I don't want LA Knight to have hit his ceiling. Now, there's plenty of mid-carders who never won the big title that are legendary, from Ravishing Rick Rude, I'm talking WWE, not WCW, Ravishing Rick Rude, Mr. Perfect, $1 Million Man. Yes, he bought the title from Andre the Giant, but it doesn't count, not in the official record books, even if he did defend it on house shows. Like, whoa, what? Yeah, don't worry about it. These are wrestlers from like the 80s and 90s, but those are perfect examples of awesome, amazing mid-card wrestlers who have lasted the test of times in our memories. I think LA Knight, not everybody can be champion, but I'm really hoping, give the dude the Money in the Bank. Please give him the Money in the Bank, because I want to remember him as a champion, not as a mid-carder who never got the championship. Anthony Smurf, weight, 6258. Qualifiers, should it be triple threats? Fatal 4-ways would be better. Interesting. I never thought of that. At first, I thought you were going to say it should be one-on-one, and then I was going to tell you, no, they should be triple threat. It gets more people involved. But now you're telling me that it should be 4. And I'm like, no, it shouldn't. But then you could tell me, well, get more people involved. What if we did half of them fatal 4-ways, half of them triple threats? Because that would get more people involved. Then we could have Santos even get a match on TV. It'd be nice to see some of the lower card get on and make a match. So, you know what? Great take. Let's do a couple of fatal 4-ways. Throw a couple of fatal 4-ways to spice it up. Tiz Mickey, speaking of Santos, does anyone, and I mean this with all sincerity, so no trolling, does one single person care about what's going on with Santo Escobar and his group? I bet Santos' mother does, but other than that, probably just her, because Santos, they're giving Santos airtime. They're really giving him airtime, but they're doing nothing with it. Now, I will say this. it looks like they're setting up the AAA Worlds Collide event. So AAA is a Mexican-based luchador wrestling company that WWE bought over WrestleMania weekend this year. Because I'll tell you what, for me, it's not landing. It's not landing. I'm like, cool, they're getting airtime, but it's almost like it just means nothing. It's almost like an NXT segment on Smackdown when I don't watch NXT. And now, I mean, I do watch NXT, but like if I didn't. And unfortunately, right now, I think nobody, it really does care. Now, maybe the AAA people do care, and so, like, I guess you have to go find a AAA hot take video and ask them how they're feeling about the Santos storyline on SmackDown. Dippy Hera, all of these DQs are getting out of hand. It's completely ruined the match for me. I was loving the Fraxia match until the end. Justice for my boys. I will agree with you and say, here's the deal. If the DQ finish had happened here and here alone, I would be okay with it, actually. Because at first, when DIY came down, I was like, oh crap, we're about to have a disqualification, and that was going to suck, right? It was going to suck until a bigger storyline eclipsed what was going on, and the Wyatt 6 destroyed everybody. Then I was okay with the Wyatt 6 because now we were introducing a whole new storyline as opposed to just the tag team division doing the run-of-the-mill, we don't want anybody to lose. So at one point I didn't like it, then I got okay with it. The real problem is this. A DQ finish like this is okay if you're not doing it all the time, and like Jey Uso has yet to defend his title and win properly because of multiple DQ finishes. And those DQ finishes on Raw are bleeding over to SmackDown and making, when a DQ finish is acceptable, it's making it still kind of tainted because there's too many. There's just too many across the board. You can have them if you don't oversaturate. And thus far, they've been oversaturated lately. I do agree. Jimbo Slice, I feel like Carmelo Hayes doesn't need the Miz. Carmelo was such an arrogant heel before. Now he feels like a rookie. He's trying to find his confidence. That is valid. I actually do like the Carmelo Hayes Miz pairing. However, everything you said does ring true. He was very confident, and now it's like he's trying to now he's just a rookie again. So, like, I didn't think of it like that. I'm glad you brought this new perspective to me. I'm going to still think, though, that they should be together. I feel Carmelo's getting a lot more airtime with Miz, and it gives Miz something to do as well. I am enjoying it, but criticism is valid. Maybe they could try to give Carmelo a little more confidence. Maybe we could do the best of both worlds, where Carmelo is just like, hey, man, I'm cool. Don't worry about me, but still learning from the Miz, taking advantage of the Miz's tutelage. So that's something I need to chew on for a little bit. I don't think, but you're right, Carmelo doesn't need Miz, but hopefully Miz can still help him. Kind of like Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker didn't need Seth, but Seth can still help him. DDE Live. SmackDown should 100% go back to 2 hours. It was boring. Nothing really happened. The only good thing about SmackDown is LA Knight got put in the Money in the Bank qualifier. So at least LA Knight still has some fans. And then the Wyatt 6 happened at the end, but 100% cannot wait to SmackDown to go back to 2 hours. Now, I will say I was very sleepy going into SmackDown yesterday, and I actually kind of enjoyed SmackDown, but I still had 18 yawns on my yawn-o-meter, so like I could definitely go for a 2-hour SmackDown rather than 3. Even though I thought this was one of the better SmackDowns. I remember, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? It was god-awful. God-awful. It's OTW. Just can't get behind Zelina as a heel or babyface. She's just kind of boring, and her gimmick is that she's Puerto Rican. But being Latina isn't a personality. I think it's the same reason Legado del Fantasma can't get over, because having your nationality be your whole gimmick is just boring. Well, to be fair, there have been Americans who their entire gimmick has been their personality. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, USA, ho! Grande Americano, American made. American made maybe not so much, though it starts as an American and then it kind of branches off into to more. I do get what you're saying, though. It can be Bret the Hitman Hart when he turned heel and was like pure Canadian. That almost became his identity. So it can work, but is it working? And no, it's not working for Legado del Fantasma, as we just talked with Tiz Mickey's comment. They're kind of in this like weird storyline that nobody really is investing in. And Zelina Vega, like, I know a lot of people actually do like Zelina Vega, because I get that in my comments or in my live chat. I'm surprised with how many people actually like Zelina Vega, not because I think that she's a trash wrestler, but like for the amount of airtime that she has gotten, there's like a ton of people. I was like, oh, Zelina. So like she is over, but I'm more with you in that I've never really been a big Zelina fan as a face. Only when she was like Andrade's manager way back in NXT that I did really enjoy her. And so now, I don't know. She can talk on the mic. I think that she should, they need to give her more mic time. And she's way better as a heel. And then we got number 2. Give me Jacob Fatu versus Rey Fenix now and let them go for 15 to 20 minutes. I can get on that. That would be a nice little Smackdown match right there. Maybe have a 2-week program, build to one of those matches, one of those big matches before a PLE. I could definitely see that. RKO 619. Truth needs to be praised and respect. Nobody puts the entertainment and sports entertainment like the GOAT. R-Truth, absolutely. And I need the crowd to shut up with that what chant. I know R-Truth speaks in a way that is good for that what chant, but I think he delivered a solid promo yesterday, but I think it could have even been better if he didn't have to placate the crowd with their whats. So I did not enjoy that. Then we got Johan Swade, another interference DQ. Yeah, another one. Already talked about it. Wanted you to be heard, though. Donatello Leonardo. The show was solid despite not having a lot of tension for Saturday's main event, but ending definitely elevated for sure. I don't think a clean ending between those two teams would have been all that interesting to anyone at this point. So bringing the Wyatts back here was a nice surprise. Yeah, I agree there. Again, the DQ finish was okay here. It's the DQ finishes on Raw that really waters this finish down, because now we can have this match again, and maybe at a PLE. God forbid we actually spotlight the tag team division on a PLE, but we could hopefully do that at Money in the Bank or something like that. And yeah, you know what? The Wyatts, they made a very impactful shock return. This was a good use of it. Now, it is crazy that this was a go-home show and barely anything moved for that. I mean, Drew McIntyre and Priest definitely moved forward, and we got a match added, but it didn't seem like a go-home show, and yet it was still okay. The last time they did a go-home show for Backlash, that one sucked. Non-pro cyclist, I think R-Truth deserves a massive win over something like a brass ring win over John Cena is the only thing they can give him, because they don't have the balls to give him the world title. I agree. I would love for him to actually win the world title, and people think I'm crazy about that, but, you know, I am crazy. I have the papers to prove it, but that's a story for another day. But yeah, R-Truth winning, to me, that would be great, but if it's going to be a non-title match, which I'm hearing it is, let him win. Who cares? John Cena is gone. He don't care. John Cena does not care. If the dude was willing to turn heel after 20 years and stop doing Make-A-Wishes, well then, he doesn't care if he loses to R-Truth for one night in a non-title match. Donatello Leonardo also says, I'm not counting or anything, but Chelsea and her crew has now lost their last 7 matches in a row, including the U.S. title defeat. But he's not counting. Well, hopefully it ends at 7, because tonight they added Chelsea versus Zelina, so maybe that's why they were doing it. They knew that she was going to have a second term as the U.S. title holder, so they just let her lose a bunch in the meantime. So I'm thinking she wins tonight. So I think the 0-7 record is broken tonight. Demon King, my hot take, is now that the Wyatt 6 is back, Bliss needs to join, and they should all win the belts. Bliss and Cross get the tag titles, Bliss, Nikki Cross, and each a women's world championship as well, and the women's US and IC belts. Wow. Like, you want Bliss and Nikki to hold all the titles. And then the men's split all the men's belts, both tag belt championships and the US and Intercontinental. So, like, the ultimate mid-card faction. I wouldn't mind them going after belts, but I don't know if I want them to hold every belt, but, you know, it would be kind of cool to see, that faction. The last time I think a faction held all the belts with the Bloodline, Evolution, and then there was a mid-card of the Right to Censor. They actually held all of the mid-card and down. They held the tag titles, the Intercontinental. I'm not sure if the European was still in play back then. So it is kind of cool to see a faction hold all the titles, but I don't know if the Wyatt 6 are that faction to do it. Mr. Pete, I might be alone here, but I'm actually okay with R-Truth getting a title shot. You're not alone. You're at least with me. Me and you together, Mr. Pete89. We're together on this, and I want him to win. I wouldn't mind R-Truth holding the title until Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. Like, I don't care. Let the dude have the title. Like, he's been such a good soldier. Come at me, ow. I was thinking of you, me, and thought the pay-per-view chats will be more special. And while you watch Raw and SmackDown, you get to actually take things down for ideas and can also do a video on the fly. So I think Come at Me Ow is referring to I've stopped doing the Raw and SmackDown live streams on the channel. I might bring them back. I might not. I don't know what I'm doing with them just yet. I felt that they were just being a little too on the negative side, and maybe people were hate watching WWE, and I've had my periods where I did not like watching. Like, I was kind of watching more out of habit, but I don't find it entertaining to just completely crap on the product all the time. So, I just I took myself out of the equation. If I'm a snowflake, I'm a little snowflake. I'm such an individual. But regardless, I can now, I don't know, I did watch it last night, and we did still even live stream it. I live streamed it, but it was just for the patrons and the YouTube members. So if you do want to still watch the live stream, you can watch it on Patreon or YouTube membership. It's $5 a month. If you can't afford $5 a month, it's okay. You don't have to. And I'll still be doing YouTube videos all the time. And the pay-per-views and the big events like Saturday night's main event, I'll be doing live streams still on the channel. So, but if you can't afford $5 a month, Patreon is a great way to support this channel. Money on repeat. Tiffy time cooked on the mic tonight. She is getting better every week. Too bad it came at the expense of Alexa Bliss, but Charlotte shouldn't have been out there at all. Tiffy is getting way better. That segment that I thought just destroyed her when it was that split screen of Tiffany and Charlotte, that really was a career-defining moment. She had gotten eaten alive by Charlotte, but ever since then, Tiffany has just been on the upswing. The confidence in her has been crazy and amazing. So even though Charlotte went off script, took liberties, and probably was just wrong in general, gotta say, the results were awesome and great, so maybe not change anything, and maybe Charlotte, the veteran, knew what she was doing. Jimbo Slice, I think LA Knight needs a fresh coat of paint with a heel turn. He's reached his ceiling as a babyface. I kind of agree. I think he'd be a great heel, but it's so hard to have baby faces nowadays. I say, give him the Money in the Bank. Let's see. That's it. Because he has hit his ceiling, but that Money in the Bank might allow him to punch through and see where we can get a little more out of him as a face. Otherwise, we are going to have to turn him heel, because eventually people are just going to get bored and apathetic. Raphael had air when we least expect. The Wyatt 6 made arguably the best return entrance in recent years. They will make a SmackDown Tag Team Division legendary. Yeah, like I said, they are the best return this year for sure. Number 2, Shinsuke and Alistair should definitely become a tag team like Cesaro and Sheamus route. I smell banger chemistry between those two. if they do become a tag team, I would love for them to go to Raw, because the SmackDown tag team division, especially now with the Wyatt Six, just stacked to the brim. And then number 3, having Solo and Jacob in the ladder match isn't the best idea unless Solo turns on Jacob either during the ladder match or secretly screws Jacob for Carmelo to win. Yeah, I think I do like it. It's intriguing, but the fact that Solo, oh man, it's intriguing. And is this where we're gonna have the breakup? Because they keep teasing it. Though Jacob did say "I love you" to Solo after Solo did not get mad that they were both in the ladder match. Or well, I guess Jacob has opportunity to get in the ladder match. But yeah, we got the "I love you" back, and Solo was so happy about it. I love Solo just being when he gets to play himself and not some stoic mob boss. Solo was very low-key underrated. I think if the Wyatt Six hadn't happened tonight or last night, then we'd be talking about how good Solo Sikoa's acting was last night. And Money in the Bank is definitely going to move that feud along. Man, I kind of want Solo and Jacob on the same page again. I'm really digging Solo so much that I kind of want him to just rebuild everything and not get stuck in a feud with Jacob Fatu, and that those two together can just rise up. New NY Buddy, haven't seen you around in a minute. Welcome back, or how you been? Is Psycho Clown Crazy Steve, referring to the AAA matchup? El Gato del Fantasma is going to be fighting 3 people, and Psycho Clown was one of them. No, Crazy Steve is actually someone different than Psycho Clown, though Crazy Steve has won the Mixed Tag Team Championship in AAA. So Crazy Steve's been in AAA, he's just not Psycho Clown. YouTube banned me. Welcome back. Heck yeah, LA Knight, dummy. Yeah, he used to say dummy a lot, actually. Dummy. I would like for LA Knight to bring back dummy, but yeah, he's moving on up. Still got some fans. Triple H, pull the trigger. Get him the Money in the Bank. DFS Dysfunctional 1908. Not much of a hot take, but the SmackDown Tag Division has been top tier. Yeah, that's I agree. Top tier. The Wyatt's being added to it as wild cards that have no vendetta against anyone in particular and just took everyone out, no questions asked, was the icing on the cake. The Raw Tag Team Division needs to step up big time. Oh my gosh, they do. They need to step up big time. The Wyatt Six, although Montez Ford did have a really good reaction to the Wyatt Six appearing, I think, though, that maybe it would have been better for them to go to Raw, because the New Day, specifically Xavier Woods, actually is very much afraid of the supernatural and the spooky, because the last time the New Day had a feud with the actual Wyatts, when it was Bray Wyatt as the cult leader, the swamp guy leader, Xavier Woods was very uneasy with that feud, so we could have kind of repeated it. So if they want to just switch it up, maybe do a trade, send the Wyatts to Raw so they can help that tag team division, the built-in feud already with the New Day. However, that said, them being on SmackDown, yeah, just the division is just crazy and amazing. I wonder if the Wyatt Six just came to destroy everything in the tag team division, and are they moving on, or are they staying put there? Because last time they appeared, they just destroyed everything in the production area, and then they just moved on to a feud with Chad Gable and American Made. So I don't know if they're fully in the tag division, or maybe they were just making a statement, or maybe they are. I don't know, but either way, red hot, that tag division. And then Booker Man, TTJC, the only $15 member of the Patreon, which I appreciate you, TT. We got, wow, Wyatt Six are back in cleaning house. Yes, they cleaned house. They mopped and everything. They scrubbed the toilets. They cleaned house, every little inch. That oven is looking nice and shiny and ready to cook. And then we have also, Chop, you were right, Chelsea versus Zelina at Saturday night's main event. That's right, I did a prediction video, and I said there were a couple, because there were only 4 matches, I thought there would be a 5th added. I said there were a couple ready-to-go feuds that we could just add instantly, and Chelsea and Zelina were one of them. So make sure you check out all of my videos, because I'm right, and I have the videos in the past to prove it. But no, for real, check out all my videos because it would help the engagement of the channel. I appreciate every single one of you. So I'll see you tonight for Saturday's main event. Then we'll do a review. Then hot takes tomorrow. Then Monday Night Raw. Hot takes for that. We got a lot of content. 3 hot, 3 not. So a lot of things happening. Boys, girls, have yourselves a great day. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, gosh. Ah!